All right, so for science, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be reviewing, I shouldn't say lesson one, lesson two, unit one for land on water, land on earth. Okay, yesterday we did the complete, the explain and evaluate, and then here is the YouTube video. Now, I know that there are some concerns about using the book and using the online version because it's a little bit different. So I want you guys to use your books as much as possible. I think it's really nice that you guys are able to do certain things without your computer. There are certain activities that it'll say, oh, like go check out this video on the online. And now if you're having trouble finding those and I'm not showing it to you, you feel free to ask me. Same as Park. I'm using mostly my science book, but it's asking me to watch this video online and I don't know where it is. I would be more than happy to show you guys where they are located, and then I can even show it to you guys in class. All right. So right now, we're going to be doing science. So you guys are going to go to Google Classroom. You're going to click on the waffle, and then you're going to scroll all the way down till you get to McGraw-Hill. Once you guys get to McGraw-Hill, you're going to need to sign into your OISP account. Your OISP means Online Independent Study Program. Some of you guys are still linked with your old schools like Melbourne, Hawaiian, Ferguson, Whitman, Carver. If you're connected with your old school, then it's going to show that one up first. So like Miss Parks, mine says Carver up here. You see how it says Carver Elementary? Now, I don't want to be in Carver because then it's not showing me my right books. So what I need to do is I need to click on Carver Elementary, and then I need to click on OISP Elementary School. That's going to take me to my science website. Now, you do need to know how to get to your science website because even if you are using your books, you are going to be taking quizzes like every so often. So like today, you're going to be taking a quiz. So knowing how to get to the science website is still important. However, you are allowed to use your book instead of going online. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to search in resources. And remember, for you guys, you're not going to see this page pop up. Yours is going to say like, it's going to be like an orange web browser. And then on the corners, it's going to say, or on the sides, there's going to be one in the middle with a pencil that says lessons. When you click on lessons, that's where you're going to need to go. And then in the middle, it will be your to-do activities that you guys have. All right, I do see questions, and I will answer them as soon as I am done with this recording. Let's see, I'm going to click on ebook. I'm going to find our Unit 1 Student Edition. Now, I wish I could download this, but I don't think I can. Let me see. All right, so hopefully this book that I'm showing you guys is exactly what you guys see in your books. All right, so I'm gonna try and refer to this book more often. And then if you wanna do it online, I've shown you guys how to do it and I will continue to show you how to do it as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to the beginning of our explain in lesson 2, which I believe was right here. So explain, page 28. So you guys are gonna go to page 28 in your own books. All right. So if I go over here and I go to my dashboard, I click on the greater than sign, unit 1, greater than sign, lesson 2, land on earth. Scroll down, get to explain. And then here we have read about Earth's surface. I'm going to go back to the first page. And here we are, Earth's surface, and we talk about islands, and there's a picture of that island. So here we are. All right, so we're on page 28. We're going to reread, and then we're going to take a quiz together, all right? Look for these words as you read. Canyon, continent, island, landform, mountain, plain, valley. Earth has many different forms of land and water. A landform is one of the shapes of Earth's surface. The biggest areas of land are called continents. Islands. An island is an area of land surrounded by water. Islands can be small or large. Many islands often appear close together in a chain. California is in the continent of North America. I'm on page 29. Mountains, hills, and valleys. The tallest kind of landform on Earth is a mountain. Mountains often have a pointed top and steep sides. Hills are mounds of lands and rock. They are tall too, but they are not as tall as mountains. A valley is the low land between two mountains or hills. A valley can be deep and narrow or long and wide. So here are our mountains. Here's the valley. Here is the hill. What symbols could you use to show mountains, valleys, and hills on a map? Draw and label them here. So for a mountain, you might do like a tall triangle. A hill, you might do like a slope or like an upside down U or a sad face or an upside down happy face. And then a valley, you could draw like two mountains and then an area in between. Well, now what we're going to do is we're going to change to the next page, and we're on page 30 now in your books. A plain is a land that is wide and flat. It has no hills or mountains. A plain can be a good place for farms. Plains can stretch for miles. Go online and watch the video Landforms to explore different types of landforms on Earth's surface. So this is like one of those things where you watch a video. Now, if you don't know how to do it, you'll go back to ConnectEd. You'll go to your explain, because that's where we are. And it looks like we were on Earth's surface. So I'm just going to keep skipping through this one. And if I can't find the video in this one, then I'm going to go to the next like clickable link. So we talked about our mountains and our hills and our valleys. We talked about our plains. Here are the questions we talked about yesterday. Why do you think plains are good places for farmers? Let's see. Why do you think plains are good places for farms? And then we put the answer, plains are flat. It is easier to grow plants on flat land than land that is steep. And then online here, it says choose two landforms. How are they similar? How are they different? Plains and valleys are low and flat. Plains can be bigger than valleys because valleys are between mountains. And here it says choose two landforms. How are they similar and how are they different? So same questions. We're going to move on to step 4 or to page 404. And then here's that video. And so I'm not going to rewatch the video right now for time's sake because we watched it yesterday. So what you'll do is you'll just click on that video and you'll play it. All right. Next, let's move on. Landforms on maps. And I remember seeing that picture right here. And it says read about landforms and maps on a map. So here's these pages, but I'm going to go through it like as if you were in your book on page 31. You have read that some maps show high and low areas of land. These maps help you see where landforms like mountains and plains are located. Where can you find mountains and plains in California? Look at the colors on the map. Smooth green areas show where land is low and flat. Rough brown areas show where land is high and on a slope. As you know, Mount Whitney is the tallest landform in California. Find out where it is located, label it on this map. Circle an area on the map that shows mountains, put an X on an area that shows plains. Look at the map and use what you have learned. What patterns do you observe about where landforms are found in California? And then it says, go online, explore, name the landforms to match a picture of a landform to its name. So we'll go over here. And it looks like we were on, so we're going to go to the first page. Here's that same passage. Here are some of the similar questions. Here are the answers for that one. And then for a question, what patterns do you observe? Mountains are near the edges of the state, plains are in the middle. And then here was that matching the correct pictures that we did yesterday. So if you have any questions about that, you can rewatch the YouTube video from yesterday by going to your weekly schedule, and then here's that science video from yesterday. Just click on that, and then I'll take you there. I'm gonna move on. Oops. See if it'll open up again. Nope, I gotta go back. All right, next we have that inquiry activity. Whenever we have an inquiry activity, we're going to skip it. Okay. Sometimes maybe if we have time, I'll go over it with you guys. But for the most part, our inquiry activities, we will skip. but you will be reading your closed reading. And so this was a reading activity that we read yesterday. And then you don't need to worry about the inspect or the find evidence. As long as you read it, that's good enough. Now you're going to notice that this next page says elaborate. Okay. When it says elaborate down here, let me see if I can highlight it for you guys. So down here, it says elaborate. Once you get to the elaborate pages, that is no longer explain. So because we're no longer doing the explain activity, you can skip those because we're only doing explains and evaluates. And then here's the evaluate. So the question was, what do you observe about the land? Use what you have learned in this lesson to describe the kinds of lands you can find on Earth. So here it's on page 38. That's what you guys are going to do. Then page 39, make a model of a landscape. Include the landforms in this photos below. So we just want you to basically draw those. What is this one called? And what is this one called? Would a valley be found in the landscape you modeled? Explain. And then here we have the extended, but remember, this one says become a tour guide, plan a trip, research places that have the landforms you chose, plan your trip below, write what you will teach the tourists about each place. All I want you guys to do is draw 3 landforms and tell me what makes those landforms those landforms. That's all you need to do for this one. So let's say that you chose to talk about a plane. You would draw a picture of a plane, like this picture here, and then you would write, a plain is a land that is wide and flat. You could also add more. It has no hills or mountains. It's a good place for farms. It can stretch for miles. All you need to do is just one sentence. Maybe you want to talk about a mountain. Mountains are the tallest kinds of landforms. They have a pointed top and steep sides. Or you could talk about a hill. Hills are mounds of land and rock. They are tall too, but not as tall as mountains. Or you could talk about a valley. A valley is the low land between 2 mountains or hills. It can be deep and narrow or long and wide. You can also talk about an island. An island is going to be an area of land surrounded by water. It can be small or large. Or you could talk about a continent, and it's a big area of land. It's the biggest areas of land. So you only need to choose 3, draw them, and tell me what like their definitions are. All right. So that is what your books look like. All right. And that's all you're doing, because you're going to notice that after you go to this next, after you go here, it's going to say lesson 3, and we're not going to set lesson 3. All right. So hopefully that helps you guys so that you guys can better use your book as well as online if you need it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get you guys prepared for your science test. Right. So you guys are going to go back to your home page. And then once you're there, you're going to see your lesson quiz. So here's your lesson quiz. I don't know if I can take it. I might just have to show it to you guys. And then what I'll do is I'll go on to GoGuardian so that I can show you guys. All right. So what you're going to do is there are 3 questions, and you're going to answer each question to the best of your ability. A student is drawing a map that shows different landforms. She wants to make a plane on her map. How could she draw a plane? And we know that plains are usually flat lands that are usually good for farms. There aren't really like any like tall areas and mountains or hills. So we would say that an area that is flat, B. Question number 2, the letters on the map represent what? So we've got North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, and Australia. So what are these all called? These are large masses of land that we call continents. Continents. We live on the continent of North America. Maya sees a small piece of land with water all around it on a map. What is she most likely seeing? If it's a small piece of land with water all around it, then she is looking at an island. Like Hawaii is an island. It's a small piece of land, and everywhere you look on each side of it is ocean water, is the ocean. So because there's water all around it, it's considered an island. There are even smaller islands than Hawaii. Like you can go to like the Catalina Islands. here in California, and it's an island. It's like a massive land, but it's all around it. It's surrounded by water. So an island. All right, let's go ahead and see if I can help you guys get to where you need to go. So I'm going to show you guys where you're going to need to go right now to take your science test. So I need everybody to go to Google Classroom. It looks like some of you guys are already taking it. I need some of you go to Google Classroom. So I see Kayla's at Google Classroom. She's going to click on the waffle. She's going to click on that waffle in Google Classroom. And then once she clicks on it, she's going to scroll all the way down till she hits McGraw-Hill. It's going to be that same website that you go to for ConnectEd. So I see Jason's already there. So Jason clicked on McGraw-Hill. It's going to not quietly, slowly open up. And then he's going to first make sure it says OISP. Jason, I believe you're new to our district, so I think it will say OISP. So yes, his already up here says OISP, so he doesn't need to flip that. So since he's already there, all he needs to do is he needs to click on 2021 Inspire Park because his elementary school is already correct. So go ahead and click on Inspire Park, Jason. And then right away on that screen, you don't need to click on anything else. You just need to take your tests. Now, right here, it shows that this student has 2 tests to take, which means they didn't take their Unit 1 Lesson 1 test. So they're going to end up taking both. So Jason, why don't you take today's right now? And then after that, you can take Tuesdays. Now, if you guys want help with a previous test from another day, you can watch YouTube videos to help you guys out. All right. And then make sure you guys click on that check mark. All right. So it looks like some of you guys are taking that test. Some of you guys already have your scores. Looks like Russell is ready to take his test. So he's going to click Let's Go. And once he clicks Let's Go, there's going to be a new pop-up link. And then it's going to have like that computer and you're going to click on that check mark for the computer. All right. And then so Kaylee Robles, now when she has no assignments, so she is all good to go. So Kaylee, now that you have taken your test, you're done with science for today. Angelica too. Angelica's all done. So Eva's still looking for it. So I saw her just at Google Classroom. She clicked on the waffle. She scrolled down to McGraw-Hill. Now she's in Ferguson. Do you see how hers up here says Ferguson? Oh, she already changed it. It was Ferguson. Now it's at OISP. So now all she needs to do is click on 20. Oh, it says Ferguson again. So let's go back up here. I think maybe my computer is lagging, so it's not going so fast. Make sure it's blue 2021 Inspire Park, and then it'll take you to do. All right, I think we are all good. Solomon, it looks like you just took one test. Now you're going to take your other one. Very good. All right, guys. If you guys have any questions, you guys can ask them now.